My reading notes for The Fifth Agreement, a practical guide to self-mastery, a Toltec wisdom book. The dream of the second attention, the warriors. In the dream of the first attention, the authentic self has no chance. It's a complete victim. We don't rebel, we don't even try. But now we no longer want to be the victim, and we try to change our world. The world of the warriors is the world of trying. We try to change the world that we don't like, and we keep trying, and trying, and trying, and the war looks endless. In the dream of the warriors, we are in a war, but that war is not against other people. It has nothing to do with the outside dream. The whole thing is happening inside our mind. It's a war against the part of our mind that makes all the choices that guide us into our personal hell. It's a war between the authentic self and what we call the tyrant, the big judge, the book of law, the belief system. It's a war between ideas, between opinions, between beliefs. Humans believe in so many lies that even the smallest thing becomes a big demon that makes us suffer. Usually it's just a judgment, and mainly it's a self-judgment. Poor me. Look what happened to me when I was 9 years old. Look what happened to me last night. Well, whatever happened in your past is not truth anymore. It could be the most horrible thing, but right now it's not truth, because right now is the only truth you live in. Whatever happened in your past is in the virtual reality, and whatever happened to your body was healed long ago, but the mind can make you suffer and live in shame for years. Humans are the only animals on earth who punish themselves 1,000 times or more for the same mistake. The word is a force you cannot see, but you can see the manifestation of that force, the expression of the word, which is your own life. The way to measure the impeccability of your word is by your emotional reaction. Are you happy or are you suffering? If you're enjoying your dream or suffering your dream, it's because you're creating it that way. Yes, your parents, your religion, the schools, the government, the entire society helped you to create your dream, and it's true that you never had a choice. But now you have a choice. You can create heaven, or you can create hell. Remember, both are states of mind that exist within you. You're impeccable with your word. How can you judge yourself? How can you blame yourself? How can you carry guilt or shame? You don't have to pretend to be a certain way. You don't try to be what you are not. Whatever you are is what you will be in that moment. In that moment, you accept yourself just the way you are. You like yourself. You enjoy being with yourself. You no longer abuse yourself by using the symbols against yourself. In the dream of the second attention, the warrior tries to find out how the symbols took power over the human. The whole war of the warrior is against the symbols, against our own creation, and it's not because we hate the symbols. When we give all our power to those symbols, we become powerless, and we need to be rescued. We need a savior because we don't have the power to make it on our own. Then we look outside ourselves and say, "Oh God, please save me." But it's not up to God or Jesus or Buddha or Moses or Muhammad or any master, shaman, or guru to save us. We can't blame them if they don't save us. Nobody can save us, because nobody else is responsible for whatever happens in our virtual world. The priest, the minister, the rabbi, the shaman, or the guru cannot change our world. Our husband or our wife, our children, or our friends cannot change it. No one else can change our world, because that world only lives in our head. All of us have emotional poison because all of us have emotional wounds. It happens, but there's no one to blame. It's just the way it is. If we blame, it's our emotional poison that makes us blame. Instead of blaming, we can take responsibility for our own healing. You are your own savior, but there are teachers who give you tools to help you recover awareness and win your personal war. The moment comes when you start to see your whole creation from another point of view. You start to realize that you are the artistic creator of your life. And you say, "The story I'm creating is beautiful, but I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe my story or anybody else's story. I can see that it's just art." Great. That's the fifth agreement. Come back to common sense, to the truth, to the real you. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. These are the tools for transforming your dream, for mastering your dream, and it's up to you what you do with these tools. The only chance you have to unlearn the lies in your knowledge is by use of the attention. You use the attention to put your first dream together, and you use the attention to unlearn that dream. The four agreements are the tools for using your attention a second time to create your personal heaven. And the fifth agreement is the tool to win the war against the tyranny of the symbols. The fifth agreement is the end of personal transformation and the beginning of giving yourself the greatest gift that you can give yourself, the gift of doubt. Doubt is the tool we use to recover our faith, to take our power back from every lie and superstition we believe in, and return that power to ourselves. Of course, we can also use the power of doubt against ourselves by doubting the truth. Then instead of doubting yourself, have faith in yourself. Instead of doubting the truth, doubt the lies. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. You trust that everything is going to be just fine, and life becomes extremely easy. The mind no longer needs to understand everything. It doesn't need to know. In the dream of the second attention, one of the first challenges is the fear of being yourself, your real self. The whole dream of hell makes you tired because it takes energy to uphold an image, to wear a social mask. How difficult can it be to have faith in yourself, to believe in you instead of believing in symbols? You can put your faith in scientific theories, in so many religions, opinions, and points of view, but this is not real faith. Faith in yourself is the real faith. Real faith is to trust yourself unconditionally, because you know what you really are, and what you really are is the truth. Your word becomes impeccable, and it's impeccable because you have power over the symbols instead of the symbols having power over you. After you stop using the words, they have no meaning again. By the end of the dream of the second attention, the human form starts to break apart, and your reality changes once again. It changes because you no longer perceive the world through a rigid structure of beliefs. The war is over because your faith is not invested in lies. Even though lies still exist, you no longer believe. As you know, the truth just is, you don't have to believe the truth. You were born with everything you need to make it. If you face your fears today, tomorrow you will see the dream of the second attention, the world of the warriors. But just because you win against fear today, it doesn't mean that you have won the war. No, the war isn't over. The war has just begun. But even if you have been at war for many years, at least you can defend yourself. As a warrior, you may win the war or you may lose the war, but once you have awareness, you are no longer a victim. You are at war, and that's where the majority of people are right now, until the war is over. In the dream of the second attention, you begin to create your personal heaven on earth. The moment is coming when you master awareness, which means you master the truth. The result of this transformation is the creation of another reality that has the same frame as the first two dreams, but in this other reality you no longer believe what you used to believe. You no longer believe the lies that you learned. You don't even believe the words that you learned. You have no doubt about what you experience, about what you are.